Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello everyone and welcome back to Painting Watercolours with me, Colin. This is another one I'm working from a photograph from. It's another range of mountains in the Antarctic Circle, and I've just stretched my paper, dried off the mountains, applied masking fluid just to keep some of the mountain area clean. Give you a quick run down the colours I want to use for this, which is Naples Yellow, Alizarin Crimson Lake, Venetian Red, Indanthrene Blue. If you haven't got that, Phthalo Blue will give you a reasonable tone. This is Burnt Umber with some warm sepia added to it to darken it, and this is Cobalt Blue, just kept them separate. And these are all Sennelier paints. It's a paint company that I used for some years, many years ago. So it's a bit of Naples Yellow. Right down to the masking fluid, and I'm just streaking a little back from right to left. Remember, with the water on the paper, it will fade. Crimson Lake, Naples Yellow. We'll just put some of this in the water, it's the underwash. I'm going to take some of the Cobalt Blue, and I want it very, very pale down here. Give it one pull through the yellow. You see how it doesn't mix. I'll take some Indanthrene Blue. Indanthrene Blue and the Venetian Red. This will darken it and grey it. Some in here. Taking a little bit of the crimson. Do want to bring this further down. Begin to darken it. We'll be wiping some stringy clouds out. Can't do it at this stage. Just allow it to spread. A little bit darker in here. Adding streaks of Alizarin Crimson Lake. I'm going to let this dry, so it's gone to like a velvet on the paper. It'll look like velvet. Just bring these two colours together. As you can see, you're getting a velvet sheen to it as the paint settles through the water onto the paper, and the saturation of the water is now lifting and you can see the paint. And the other thing you can do when you put a sky in like this is you can tip it any way you want to, or prop it up and let it run. I can give you some real amazing effects. This is a kitchen towel. Don't want to pull too much paint out. Very gentle touch. I think that will do. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. That's nice and dry. I think that sky looks absolutely spectacular like that, but I'm going to take some Indanthrene Blue because there's a lot going on here with a larger mountain, and I want to put some clouds here. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to. So I'm going to take some Indanthrene blue and some of the Venetian red. I might just add a little bit of crimson lake to that. Yeah, that's a nice reddy colour. Just add a little bit of water to it. And I will be softening these clouds after I put them in, and I've left the masking fluid on. This will help the mountains stand out against the clouds. Down brush along the bottom, I'm just going to feather this in. Then you're going to leave that to dry. Now your sky's finished. I'm going to take some cobalt blue and some alizarin crimson lake, turn it a little bit grey. I kind of like that colour, I think. I'm just going to water this down. And what we can do is we can put some snow shadow onto these mountains at the back. I have re-wet it all. I have the board laying flat for this. Give it a little direction as well. And then we can leave that to dry. Now that's dry, I'm just mixing up some cobalt blue with some alizarin crimson lake just to make a nice violet water with it. I'm going to check its strength. Just softening it in. Just like a glaze. Checking them in the right area. So you don't have to follow the photograph exactly, but it is nice to have it looking reasonably right. Softening everything as we go. I think you can see some of the undercolour showing through. One or two darker patches in. It'll be subtle. And I'm going to let that dry. Now that your second lot of shadows is dry, we can put some rocks, some crags in. So that's Indanthrene blue, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of alizarin crimson lake. I'm going to see how, I want to make it a little on the bluer side because I want almost a darky black, but still with a hint of blue in it. So working from photographs is really good. But you have, like I said to you before, you have to remember you can either follow the photograph or put your own interpretation on it. And sometimes it's very, very nice to put your own interpretation on things. So if you look through the palette, that has a slight hint of purple, if you can see it. And that's what we'll be using. You can also re-wet the bottom of your paper with the paint on it for the simple reason is it's an underwash, it doesn't matter. Well, within reason it doesn't matter. We can just, with the dry brush technique, again sort of bring some crags in, and depending on how you shape your brush will give you the steepness of the slopes. You get the hit and miss effect, what they call screes. Just adding little flecks in now. Just a tiny bit on these crags here. Just adjusting it, there's not much really on that, which makes it a lot easier. And that's all I want to do with that. And then I'm just going to re-wet the bottom once again. Clean the palette out. And I'm going to take some of the original colour, add a touch more Indanthrene to it. And I'm looking for a very dull violet with this brick red. And with it still being wet, can glaze some of this on. With it being thin, some of the original colour will show through. Take some of the reddy one, it's a little bit more on the red side. You can pull this across. To take some of the darker mixture, pop it in there and add some of this other colour to it. Basically all the same mixture, just different depths of it. And then along the shoreline I just want to drop some in just to darken it. And then I'm just going to prop this up so it can gently run. And I'm going to leave that to dry. Now that that's dry, I just want to take a little bit more Venetian red. If you haven't got Venetian red, you can use light red, Indian red. I don't want too much. I just want to change that up a little bit, and I think that will do it. I want to put some movement in the water, and I don't want too much of it. So I'm just using the tips of the brush just to add some movement, some waves, ripples, smaller ones in the back. And this can negate doing reflections by putting movement in the water, but light is sort of coming across here. You could have it lit from the back coming forward. You can do this either way. I could have wiped out the reflection, but I think I'll save that for another video, doing that. Make them a little little bit random so they don't look all straight soldiers coming forward. Move to a bigger brush as we come forward. Bigger flat brush, just wet it, take the excess water out. Just gives an extra dynamic to water, makes it really interesting. Disappear out of the corner there. And that's basically all I want to do with that. This is where you get to sign it, put a mount around it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Subscribers are always welcome. And I'll leave a few suggestions at the end of this video for some other painting videos I made for YouTube. Now, clicking the like button, as I said before, helps with the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise things just don't get seen and they don't get circulated, it doesn't get picked up by the algorithm. So I would be grateful if you would do that. All comments are welcome. Any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you very much for watching.